Hello. There we go. Gotta plug the microphone in first. So it turns out the DDO is down, so we're doing some Pathfinder. Had to do a quick 180 on that one. And you can get to listen to my chair squeak. Excuse me. Okay. All right, so here we are. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I might as well go have a look around, see what I might have missed otherwise. Never miss an opportunity to go mucking about in the back corners. Ooh. Nice. 33 experience. Oh yeah. Quick save that. There's something else over here. I think we can get over there. Okay. Double check and make sure that everything is static over here. Possibly missed something. Ain't nothing worse than missing out on the loots.
Forwards.
Oh, see, that's why we do this. Ancient Cyclops coin, nice. Probably some guys over here that I missed out on, but I have to find a way to live with that. You guys got junk, alright. Nope, can't do that. Can't do that here, alright. Anything around? Nope, can't go over there either. No. Alright, we're out of here. What did we miss? Oh, missed a potion. That's worth money. Anything masterwork is worth money. Our Gongar, while useless, actually significantly improves our carrying capacity because he's so strong. Okay, so I think the objective here is that we have to go and find the Spriggan Cave or whatever the heck it is. Just watch the little guys work their way across the map. That's a chicken right there.
Without a doubt.
Let's write that club again. It's worth money, so we'll take it. I bought my way out of trouble last time, and I intend to penny pinch everything I possibly can. I'm here at the... I'm gonna enter here. Not sure if this is the right one, but it's the closest one, so that's where we're going.
I will guide us.
Is that really necessary?
I'm not afraid.
Ooh. I don't know what it's on. It's in the doggo. Dead last, of course.
We shall overcome.
Can't do anything.
Let us strike as one.
Oh, there's no command. Oh, that's bad. She got... Mess with this. Has shocking grasp, right? Does he not have shocking grasp? Are you kidding me? Can't believe this nerd doesn't have shocking grasp. That's crazy. Alright, anyway. So she's done.
I grant you dead. No strike wasted.
Solves a lot of problems.
I've got you.
Attack!
Can't move.
Do not hold up.
Jeez.
Consider me provoked.
Cannot hide from me. Yourself exposed. Repent!
Die for me?
Strike as one.
Onwards! Ha! Ha!
nowhere to run.
Is that it? Really?
Our path leads on.
So literally that was it? Are you kidding me?
Without a doubt.
I guess we're heading out of here.
I need to catch my breath.
Cancel. Can't. It's fine.
You've done so many cruel things, so many atrocities. If you want to get anything off your chest, I'm always ready to listen to your confession.
If I come to your tent, it'll be to sin, not to confess.
This time. Alright. Hey, who's that walking over there? A barbarian standing guard at the cave entrance calls over to you coarsely. It's dangerous to walk around here. Better turn back. The guard looks at you with their hands in their weapons, waiting for an answer. Travel looking for a safe place to spend the night. Please let me in. Nice. Travel. Alright, come in. Warm yourself by the fire. Just stay out of storage and don't expect a free meal.
We march ahead.
Let's just go ahead and quick save that just in case so we don't bollocks up anymore.
Without a doubt.
Looks like we got some edible mushrooms over here. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just gonna help myself to some stuff. Just so we're clear. Oh, it's the newest. Just found. This is a recipe. Probably other recipes in here, right? Chocolate ice cream. Yeah, I was gonna say this. Pretty sure. Fortunately, the recipes are fairly consistent in their appearance. Pick them out. Here's another one. Pretty sure that's all of it. A bunch of bloodstained notes. Alright. Volga, what do you got to say? A half-orc sits by the fire. Her clothes are made of leather and fur, matching the rest of the barbarians. She frowns as she slides her finger along a map crudely drawn on a crumpled sheet of paper. She lifts her gaze as she notices you. I guess. Excuse me, who are you? If you're a friend, take a seat by the fire and let's talk. I'm Bolga from the Tiger Lord's tribe. I lead this group. The Spriggans live in this cave under my protection. Are you a chieftain? I didn't know there were half-orcs among the Numerian barbarians. Barbarian shrugs. The orcs have lands nearby. A lot can happen between two neighboring peoples. Sure, lots of things were Gongar spits on the ground. Do you know anything about the situation at Varnhold? Varnhold, where's that? The barbarian looks down at her map and the rough sketch of the area. No idea. We've never been there. Tell me about Numeria. Numeria is a land with adamantine in its soil, and its people have adamantine in their hearts. The barbarian starts solemnly, then her tone shifts. And since we have bugger all beyond adamantine and courage, we just trade what we've got. What are you doing here? We're looking for some ruins or a cave or something. I don't really know. Only Dugoth knows exactly what we're looking for. He's a cleric and he's our leader in this expedition. Well, him and the sisters. Where might I find Dugoth and these sisters? They're in the main camp here. Boga pointed across on her map. If you're looking for tires or have some other business, come visit. It'd be much better than digging around in the dirt here. Are you a chieftain? Me? No. Just seasoned enough to lead a group. Our chieftain is Armag the Twice-Born. Bolga says his name proudly as though expecting recognition or awe. He's back home in Numeria right now. What's your chieftain known for? Long ago, he was the greatest of the Numerian chieftains, Gorham's chosen. Armag was so strong no mortal could strike him down. It was only when Pharasma herself challenged him to a battle that he fell, only because of her divine power. But now Armag shamed her and came back from the afterlife. Great Armag leads the Tiger Lords once more. Now is Armag the Twice-Born, and soon word of our exploits will spread over all Avestan. Have you found anything of interest? It'd be nice if we had. So far it's just dirt, crap, and monsters. Like we don't get enough of that back in Numeria. We found this hole, and the monsters that were living here, we took a beating doing it. We managed to kick them out. Then after we searched the place, we found it's just a regular cave, nothing of note. After a day or so, we'll probably head out and keep searching. Okay, who are these sisters? They're the witches who serve Armag. They seem to know a lot about the world, history, gods, even other worlds. They're pretty smart talkers. You'd hardly believe the things they know. And they have these strange, unimaginable spells. When Armag ordered us to pack up for the expedition, we thought we'd be marching for a month. But then they just waved our hands and whoosh, a tunnel of multicolored light opened before us. The trip here took us just 1 hour. Can you imagine it? I couldn't have surprised if you can. This is probably a bad idea to go. Alright, just gonna do this. This is probably a terrible idea. I would ask you, so what are you, crazy? I would ask you the same. And I'm quite saying, please try to understand, when you ousted the Spriggans, you created a serious political issue that I need to resolve. Sounds like your problem to deal with, so no way we're leaving after dusk. Alright, but the Spriggans attack you again. Let's go wander around and see if there's anything exciting over here.
Guide us.
Done and done.
Ooh. Races of armor 4. Stuff. More stuff.
Our path leads on.
This is a curiosity, since it wasn't really a terribly difficult thing. Let's see if Let's see if we can get her with one of the other checks. Bluff. Nice.
Forwards.
So it gets them out of the cave.
I did as you asked.
Nice. So out of here. No harm, no foul, right? So
My strength betrays me.
Rest would be welcome.
okay, so what we're gonna do, rest first. I didn't think we could go
Who
this.
will remember me when I die, huh? Who's going to cry? Just my Octavia. Or would she?
Sucks.
I shall end this suffering.
You kidding me with these guys? Got skeleton. There's skeletons? Is this all God's skeletons?
I grant you death.
I'll cut you!
Consider me provoked.
We shall overcome. Yeah.
Let us strike as one.
Repent!
Alright. Let's see if this does anything. Oh. Turns out it did. Delay. To the end. Let's see if
Cannot hide from me.
I can put this guy down. Yeah, there we go. It's really trash, right? Oh, right, master works. Take all that. doesn't have shocking grasp. It's incredible. There we go. So let's quick save it here. I think I probably have to come back here with a Miri. Vague recollection of having to come back here with a Miri. On low grounds among hills, some Numerian barbarians had set up camp wall, obviously set up recently to place suppressives, was thoroughly constructed along the stake palisade. The Numerians had reinforced the camp with a deep moat. Spotting the body of some unlucky thief at the bottom, it seemed you made a good call. Tough fighters stood guard, watching us with traits of friendliness, but once we introduced ourselves, they invited us to enter the camp and led us to see their leader. We were led to a man named Dugoth, a middle-aged kettle with a gorgeous mane, once charcoal black, now salt and pepper, as well as bronze skin hardened by sun, wind, and time to the point that it almost looked like oak bark. Speaking with assertive tones, he invited us to dine with the Tiger Lords, that was the name of their tribe, and spend the night in their camp. Any business we might have with the tribe, he said, would be discussed in the morning once everything was refreshed. Okay, so yeah, this is what we need to. Looking at the respect, the Numerians spilled their wine too. It was apparently a barbarian tradition, offering their first cup to the spirits. Only after the cupbearer filled the goblet skin did the Numerians start to drink, and so did we. The main course, unsurprisingly, was mute. While hunting in the hills, the Numerians had killed a deer, and the two wild boars all now resting over an open fire. As the tribe's guests, we were offered the best pieces. Fierce in battle, the Numerians were equally as fierce at the table. They fanatically tore the meat apart with their knives, bare hands, and teeth, started attacking the throats of the worst enemies rather than eating roast venison. Only one camp inhabitant enjoyed the dinner. Apart from the festivities, a slim woman wrapped in a gray cloak sat alone, her face hidden behind a piece of cloth. She was quiet and still and didn't realize she was a living being at all. The Baron managed to be invited to the table. The woman just shook her head, but Dugoth was furious. I would never share a meal with that witch. Her persons would sour the wine in an instant. As he continued the braving, one of the barbarians explained to us that the woman was one of the defaced sisters, half priestess, half wizard. While they may travel among the Numerians, they never ate at the same table. Judging by the tones the barbarian used when speaking to the woman, it was easy to tell that none of them had any warm feelings toward the defaced sisters. After everyone had eaten their fill, it was time for entertainment. The barbarians began singing a drawling song in their guttural language, known as Halit. Later, one of the Numerians explained that it had been a ballad about a brother and sister who defeated a huge metal spider. The song that followed was a comedic piece about the adventures of a stupid werewolf. The Numerians all sang it together. It was clear that each of them knew that one by heart. Almost everybody clapped to the rhythm, although some thumped their knife handles on the shield, and our half-orc acquaintance Boga accompanied the song on a bargain. That is. Once the song was over, Dugoth appealed to his guests. To surprise our host, the Baron decided that our best choice would be the Stack Lord. Seems good. Our tale of battle and heroic deeds was just what the barbarians were looking for. They listened eagerly, chimed on each detail, and laughed and clapped at the most epic moments. Even Dugoth found himself smiling and nodding as he listened to our story. Finally, the drinking and singing came to an end. Only bones remained from the feast, and the bonfire had burned down to ash. Satisfied, the Numerians retired to their tents.
I beg you, I haven't seen my sisters for several days. I'm afraid they may be in trouble.
This whole land is nothing but trouble. You want me to risk my life and the lives of my people to do your dirty work? Go ahead, ask Armagh to give the order. Oh, but Armagh stayed back in Numeria, which means I am the one making the decisions here.
But what about my sisters? Something terrible could happen to them.
You sisters insisted on this expedition. So it's your price to pay. With your blood, not ours. Something terrible could happen, you say? It is too late for that. We already lost good men on this pointless journey to nowhere. Whatever Armagh needs, it's not here, and it wasn't here from the start. But you didn't come here for him, did you? You came for your own reasons. You want some magic toy that once belonged to the ancient Cyclops. Well, I'm not leading my men to their deaths for that.
To God.
This conversation is over. You want help? why not ask our guests to help you? If you can afford their rates, that is. As for me, my single remaining goal is to get my people home alive, and well, and as soon as possible.
Two got surgery. Good morning. Well, let's get down to business, shall we? Excuse me. Introductions aren't necessary, Baron. I know who you are. Let's discuss how we can be useful to one another. You know me how?
You think? We keep an eye on everything that happens in the region. It's smart to know our potential employers and our potential enemies. Varnol, huh? Isn't that the village Maegor Varn got from the Ristovik Sword Lords? I know Varn. He's not the best fighter, but not the worst. As for what happened there, I wouldn't know. Wish I knew who these witches are and where they came from. Our chieftain, the great Armagh, the spirits bless him, trusts them as if they were holy oracles. He sent us with them to these dead hills, and none but the sisters and the chieftain himself know why. Who am I to confront the chieftain? So now we wander these lands, chasing the unknown. I'm afraid we can't, at least not yet. I'd be happy to take a new job, but our chieftain's orders were strict. Search the location and come back with a report. But if you could help us here, say, by finding whatever these witch sisters are looking for, or maybe just making them disappear forever, mark my word, Baron, the Tiger Lords never forget those who helped them.
Disappear, you say? That can easily be arranged.
I wish I knew. The sisters are looking for something, but they won't tell anyone what it is. I guess it's some antique that used to belong to the Cyclops. Some magic trinket or something. As for me, the only thing I'm looking for is a good reason to quit this nonsense and return to Numeria as soon as possible.
Is this how you serve your liege?
Don't confuse our chieftains with your king's knight. It's the chieftain who swears an oath to the tribe, not the other way around. Liege. I was one of the tribe's elders when he was in his first teeth. If we did, do you think we'd still be here now? The only thing to be found in these hills is one's own death. A group of my men entered a cave that turned out to be a spriggan den. They barely survived the encounter. Also, we found the ruins of some old tower, ancient as the world itself, and useless as this expedition. There is nothing to be found here, except, like I said, for one's own death. None of your business, actually. But, just to reassure you, we weren't sneaking into your lands without permission, I'll answer. It was magic. The sisters opened some strange tunnel, and we used it to get here from Numeria. Gorham witnessed my words. I'm no coward, but I'd rather march for a month through all the river kingdoms than use that damned tunnel again. It was... Ask away, why not? I'm Dugath, son of Gordir and Harith Three Fingers from the Tiger Lord's tribe. My entire life, I've served Gorham, first on the battlefield, sword in my hand, and later with prayer as well. I've fought in battles all across the river kingdoms, in Yoberia, Guld, You still live. My price is high, my hand is steady, and my sword is deadly. Our Lord in Iron doesn't like empty talk. He's the god of those who act instead of chatter. His palm blesses every sword ever crafted, and wherever at least two men meet in battle, he is there with them. Even orcs worship the god of battle, and not only that, they imagine he's an orc too. It's all nonsense, of course, but there may be a grain of truth to it. For anyone can aspire to be like him, a human, an orc, and even an elf. Anyone who grips his iron to make his enemy bleed. There are many tribes in Numeria. Each does its best to survive. The Black Horses sell adamantine. The Blood Pikes rob caravans, and their white scars lick the boots of the technically. As for us, the Tiger Lords, we are mercenaries, and the best ones in this part of Avestan. Remember this, Baron. If you keep your throne long enough, we'll meet again. Sooner or later, fighting side by side, or otherwise. Who knows?
And some deal in slave trade.
Yes, there's plenty of those too. And their numbers will never dwindle, so long as the Technic League runs the country.
So, Tiger Lords, listen up. What if, say, some tribe abandons a child? Let's say sells him to the Technic League. A little snot-nose. No tattoos. No ritual scars. Is there any other way to find out where he's from?
That's a hell of a question. If there are no tattoos, no scars, nothing, then how would you identify him? You're right. Hey, boy, open your mouth. Your teeth aren't filed, and there's nothing on the head. I don't know any other signs. There's only one indirect sign. If the tribe really sold their child to slavery, it was a tribe without honor or conscience. Only two of the larger tribes could be capable of this. The Sonderhorns and the White Scars. But besides them, there are dozens of small tribes in Numeria, and each of them has their own customs. Some aren't just slavers, but cannibals. Maybe there are. I don't know what I don't know. If so, only a very powerful wizard could do it. I don't know any of those. I'm sorry, friend, but what you seek...
I know. I always just think, what if? Thanks for asking him, though. I never thought to ask.
He's a strong fighter, brave one. He says he's Armag, an incarnation of a hero from the old times. Just don't ask if I believe it. Armag is smart. He knows how to do business. If he'd only pay less attention to what those witches whisper, he'd be a perfect chieftain.
Tell me about Numeria.
Eons ago, stars rained down on Numeria. Pieces of metal, both dead and living ones, fell from the sky. Since then, metal monsters roam those lands, and the grounds hold a wealth of adamantine, among other valuable things. Weaklings don't survive there. As for us, Numerian Kerlids, we grew up on that land. We drank its poisoned waters, and breathe its toxic air. Metals from the depths infused our bones and muscles. No one can beat us. If there were anyone capable of bringing us down, it would be ourselves. Not that much. Long ago, these lands were part of their empire. They were a great people back then, used unbelievable magic, and possessed treasures beyond count. Ages passed, and their empire crumbled into dust. Cyclops became wild and forgot all about what they once used to be. But the ruins, yes, the ruins remember everything. You're welcome.
Okay. Well, that was a lot of exposition. Arian, Dugoth, the Face Sister. Let's go talk to this broad. See what she knows.
Our guest. The Baron, am I right? I'm sorry you witnessed that unpleasant scene. If I may ask, what is your name? Nice to meet you, Baron. I have no name. I've rejected it to serve benevolent powers. Not the greatest sacrifice of those we're sometimes called to make. You may call me Defaced Sister. I am one of those who call themselves the Defaced Sisters. We've rejected our names and our faces in service to benevolent spirits. I'm sorry that I cannot reveal our true destiny to you yet, but believe me when I say our mission is extremely important. Not just for us, not just for the tribe, but for the entire world.
So honorable. Do these benevolent spirits have names?
Do not burden yourself with idle questions, cleric. Know that all the truths you are seeking for will find you, but only when you are ready for them. These are enigmatic lands. Stars rain from the sky. Soil bleeds fire and gives birth to metal instead of grass. These are lands of mysteries and nightmares, but they're destined to become the salvation of us all, for that is where great Armag lived, died, and rose again, and he will bring redemption for us all. He's a man of great destiny. The gods themselves tried to lay him low, but he came back, defied death itself, as was foretold, for that was his fate. He's destined to save many, many lives, but at a terrible cost to himself. I would never wish a fate like that on you, Baron. I would never wish a fate like that on anyone. It is not yet time to answer this question. We are searching for ancient ruins, the remains of structures built by the previous holders of these strange lands. That is all I can tell you for now. I understand that you want to know more, but have no doubt, you will in time. Don't be wary of riddles. Those wise enough to solve them eventually learn much more than those who always seek straight answers. My sisters, they each went out on their own quests and never returned. Not one of the three. I can understand Dugath. He doesn't trust us. But by refusing to help my sisters and me, he puts himself, his people, countless innocent souls in grave danger. If only I could soften his impertinent heart.
How is this possible? Doesn't this army know any kind of order or discipline? How do they manage to even fight in such chaos?
Do you have a map? I can provide you some direction. One of my sisters went to the sepulchre of forgotten heroes. Another went looking for the Forsaken Mound. And the third was going to visit the ruins of the City of the Hollow Eyes. I won't lie, these places are all very dangerous. But searching for lost truth always involves danger. Dark things tend to happen in that land. I can only guess to the fate of Varnhold. My 3 sisters know more. Help me find them, and you'll get your answers. If the spirits are kind, it will happen before it's too late. Wise ones know many routes that are closed to the uninitiated. Will you be able to detect them? Will you dare to walk along them? Who knows, with the most valuable treasure of all, truth. If in your travels you meet my sisters, please help them, and I will help you in return. Remember this word, Geheb. That is what the previous inhabitants of these lands, the Cyclopses, called darkness they so worshipped. If a door shut and lockless bars your path, this word might be your key. May kind spirits guide you in your travels.
All right then.
Without a doubt.
Well, got anything to say? Y'all got some stuff you want to share? Oh, look at that. So that was a lot of exposition. I don't really feel like doing it twice, so I'm just gonna quick save here. Get the rock out of here. Ooh, there's some stuff. Nice. It's the best option ever. Peaceful Travelers. Let's see what the Peaceful Travelers have to say. Oh yeah, it's the merchant guy. Doesn't have anything I want to buy. Can't afford them anyway. Everything costs a fortune. You know what? Screw it. Let's go in. Let's see what we got.
Let's finish them quick.
Pop a haste here.
This is for you.
Straight miss.
Nowhere to run.
He can cast. There's the delay poison.
Do not hold back.
These are just the worst.
Die for me.
Yes!
I'll fight if I have to.
I aim true. No strike wasted.
I didn't have anything on.
To victory!
Breathe for me.
Yes!
Nice miss. Can't do anything.
I grant you death.
You forced my hand.
Strike as one.
Fear me!
Cannot hide from me.
Stay behind me!
Time for fun?
Don't care for spiders.
Provoke.
I'll cut you!
Nowhere to run.
How can you not? I don't understand.
Let
You
us
can't
strike
fight
as
it.
one!
Do not hold back.
This is for you!
Well, it's nominally better.
Yes!
I aim true.
Let's see what they're made of!
I'll fight if I have to.
Channel up in here. Top off everybody.
I'm glad you dead.
Do not falter! Ah!
Wow. 4 consecutive misses.
Bleed for me.
Nice.
We shall overcome.
You can't stop me!
Okay, and he's gonna have to switch back to his crossbow.
Cannot hide from me.
Onwards! Ha!
Turns out the spider's not that big a deal.
Consider me provoked.
He is so bad. He just misses everything. Yeah, I don't want him to do that though.
Fear me!
Get more value out of him. Ugh, why? Why would he do that? That is so ridiculous.
Behind me!
Attack!
I'll try to make this swift.
This is for you.
I'll cut you!
Nowhere to run.
Let us strike as one!
Strike as one.
So it's come to this.
There you go.
I'll fight if I have to.
Die for me.
I aim true.
I'm not afraid.
I grant you death. Get yourself exposed.
Do not falter!
Do not hold back.
You can't stop me.
Bleed for me.
Cannot hide from me.
Repent!
Onwards!
We shall overcome.
Consider me provoked.
Fear me.
Nowhere to run. Bullseye.
Nice. Oop. Those. So a bunch of cooking materials, I guess.
This requires your attention.
Big spider legs. Not gonna say no to that. Arrow guard. Buckler. I don't know where to pick that up.
I found something interesting.
Our path leads on.
Nice. Finished clearing. Sure. Who do you suppose we will find over here? Nothing this way. Oh, an exit. Go wrong. Work. Okay.
to now. Ha ha! Keep your eyes open. I aim true.
Stand with me.
Strength wasted.
I can't move. Can't see. I don't think she can. She can't target anything, so she's just gonna have to move further up.
You forced my hand.
Attack! This ends you.
I'll cut you. Let's see what your entrails look like.
Nice.
I grant you death.
Stay behind me!
This is for you!
I'll try to make this swift.
Strike as one.
Die for me.
Cannot hide from me.
Nice.
Without a doubt.
Ooh. Chanter's Cape. What do you suppose that is? Excuse me.
Forwards.
Well, it would seem. Excuse me. That's all there was to see here.
I need to catch my breath.
So we'll begin resting
I'd like to punch someone in the face right now and watch the blood splash everywhere. The only thing better than a good fight is a fight that you're still standing afterwards.
All right. That's fun. So now we march all the way across Varnhold here.
We march ahead.
Seems like a long slog. Okay. So, where's Spriggans? Did I just... Is that it? Did I just get him to... the heck out of here? Alright, so apparently I did not need to come back here. That is deeply unfortunate.
Without a doubt. Okay. Okay, so there's a lot of things. I would love to get back to the capital. Takes a long time to get anything done. We'll head back here later. Right now we've got some.
I need to catch my breath.
We should gather our strength.
Remember that day in Starfall? I was laying there with broken ribs and my face all smashed up. and you rocked my head on your knees and wiped the blood from my face.
I remember, Reg. I do. And I'll never forget it. But that's all over. Forever.
Alright. Let's go to Therm, see what we got. Okay, what's Lindsay got to say to me? Amazing, you managed to save the Barony from an invasion of monsters from the First World, but you will not be able to protect it from the attention of the First World's more powerful denizens. Believe it or not, the Stolen Lance has been chosen for the next location of the Inconsequent Debates. Inconsequent Debates? What is that? A curious phenomenon that isn't very well known. They say it's based on a bet made by the eldest, the rulers of the First World, quite a long time ago. One day, one of them sent a delegation of faith to Galarian. They announced where the competition would take place. Don't let the name fool you, it's anything but debates. The contests begin as soon as they have enough participants. The contests and the reward are different every time. Although every time is a stretch, only 3 such occasions are known over the thousands of years. Anyway, it's happened again, and this time the reward is a chance to ask any question whatsoever of the host, the competition's mastermind. This creature, whoever it is, speaks on behalf of the eldest. You see why we can't miss such a chance. I don't, tell me. Just think, we have the opportunity to ask a question of the host, the messenger of the self-appointed deities of the First World, and demand an answer. The gnomes originally ventured from the First World, lost their immortality because of it, and received our curse in exchange, the bleaching. No one has discovered the reasons for it, and none can stave off its consequences. But if we manage to win the competition... Do you know anything about these debates, or are we completely in the dark? You never know what mad ideas the Fae might have cooked up. I only know one condition. Only teams of 3 are allowed to participate. Who do you think should take as our third? I think it should be Lindsay. Something tells me Fae are not likely to hold competitions in rope pulling or beer drinking. But the skills of Bard might come in handy. Besides, we should give the young lady a chance to channel some of that energy. Can participating be dangerous? Considering the Fae are involved, absolutely. But if the Chronicles are true, no one has died in any previous debate. We can't pass up such an opportunity. I agree to participate. Great, I'll mark a spot on the map where competition will take place. The sooner we arrive, the better. The Fae worlds won't wait forever. Oh wow, we made a lot of money. Hooray, we did. Another attack's been repelled and the Barony is stronger than ever. Your group of subjects brought you a gift to honor the outstanding success. Nice. Unfortunately, now is no time to rest. While everyone is preparing for the last attack, I was looking for a way to overcome the curse. I read some ancient books, talked to the locals, then I had a word with our storyteller, and we decided, well, we'll do it better. Storyteller clears his throat. I'm a keeper of stories of grace, and I have amassed a respectable collection over my long life. There are, of course, stories of curses among them, ancient and dark, having taken thousands of lives, destroyed kingdoms, and brought down. Well, our curse isn't exactly a real curse. We think there is someone specific behind these attacks. Oh, I'm sorry. Realizing she interrupted the storyteller, Lindsay turns bright red. Tristan turns pale. It's not a curse, then what is it? If this isn't a curse, then what could it be? We don't know yet, but that part doesn't matter. Lindsay waves her hands carelessly. What's important is that we're finally making some real progress. I would imagine the person behind these attacks is someone harboring great evil against you and your barony. I would not be surprised if the same adversary who was behind the bloom. I agree. After the last attack, I got the feeling that the owlbears and manticores came here as revenge for what we did to the ever-blooming flower. Whoever or whatever caused these attacks, I'm sure they will continue. We must be ready to repel the next one. That's what we'll do. Sooner or later, the villain will show himself. Once he slips up, we can finally punish him for all the evil he's caused. I didn't expect such vitriol from you, Lindsay. In any case, I would advise hearing this villain out before punishing him. We have no idea what unknown enemy is targeting us in particular. I'm sure we'll know our foe's face soon enough. We've repelled his attacks 3 times now. He must be reaching the limits of his patience. We won't get away with this forever.
I will guide us.
Let's see what we got here. Okay, that's good. Right. Okay, I got a little BP. Regions. In the north, not just. That was probably ill-considered. Okay. It's good. And it sucks. Great. Can I upgrade this crap to a city, finally? How do I upgrade it to a city? 2 more towns. Alright. That's 1 town. There's 2. Alright, so I gotta put another 3rd town up here. Do I not own another town over here? There's a town. That's a town. Village, I need a town. Okay, I gotta upgrade it to a town somehow. Where's town? What do I got in here? Constructed granary, longhouse, windmill, wooden wall. Okay, I do have Dragon's Armor Shop. Okay, so... do not have... tavern? There's just nothing here, right? Can't give a watchtower anymore. How can I build a wall? Oh, there we go. I was gonna say I gotta be able to build a wall. So that's 2 of these, and they should hopefully be able to upgrade these to towns. This cemetery is what we got here. Why can I not upgrade this to a town? Barracks. So I don't have a tavern, right? I do have a tavern. Watchtower too. Well, got one on here. So let's see. Let's get out of here. Judd knows his mustache annoyed. The stolen lands are breeding ground for Phil. No sooner have I dealt with the one guys, but one is on the way. The time preacher is releasing that no one's heard has ventured into our lands. The priest says, speaks of the depths. It's the first time hearing any of the name alone say you shouldn't expect anything good from them. But alas, not all our people are reasonable as you and I. The preacher has already gathered his first followers. Your grace, I beg you, please decide what to do with him. If you ask me, we should run him off with a pitchfork. Speakers of the depths, who are they? The priest monsters. I know many gods. Some of them show favor to mortals, some show wrath, but what I want nothing to do with the some want nothing to do with the peoples of Galarian. The speakers of the depths may be of this sort. Who knows? All the reason to prevent your subjects' house from being filled with the rubbish. Your decision. Really very well, then let him lead the burning forth without these speakers. New event. Divine protection from poison. Support the high priest's endeavors. Hiram appears in the doorway, loudly shouting in the corridor and trying to block visitors' way. However, they don't budge, and finally the priest is pushed backwards in the room, shouting all the while. Away, go away, I'm telling you, the Baron isn't seeing owner. He's busy and isn't here. Rudrin's Yagi. Forgive me, I respected Hiram, but I must speak to the Baron. A young dwarf limps into the room. She doesn't look well. Her face is bruised, her armor crumpled, and her arm is dressed with rags brown from dry blood. Nevertheless, she begins her ceremonious bow. My grace, my name is Rudrin of the Skaggy clan. I'm here to beg for your help. My kin are in grave harm. Interrupts with indignation. How you dare you know my name? I was told by our leader, the revered Jamul Torag's paladin. He is hoping to meet you in person. He has so many questions for you. A dwarf who rejected Torag became a priest of Grotus, and now sits in an important position in the court of the barons. Such tales are rare. Aaron's face is exploding with red and white spots. He furiously grabs his beard. Torag's paladin, he wants to talk to me. What impudence, what shameless, brazen... Although, Harridan turns to you. You know, perhaps we should help them. I want to see this paladin with my own eyes, and the trap you walked his congregation into. So what's this trouble you've gotten yourselves into? Many ages ago, our ancestors, together with the other clans, built a road here, and a chain of fortresses along with it. Unfortunately, we weren't able to leave these lands, but now you're established under here, we decided to return to rekindle our clan's legacy. We found the entrance to the Adamantine Shield Fortress, but when we tried to enter, Ruben winches and touches her bandaged arm. When our ancestors left, they charmed the gate of the fortress and locked it with a key, which has long been kept safe by our clan as a relic. We brought it with us, but when we inserted it into the lock and turned, something incredible happened. The gate fell to ashes, and we saw that the lock was upon the chest of a huge golem, which attacked us immediately. I'm sure the creator of this golem prayed devoutly to Torag while he made it, never thinking for a moment that the piece of iron might someday turn on his own people. How dwarvish. We managed to hide on top of a hill, but we backed ourselves into a trap. The golem just stood below, waiting for us to come down. Two of us sacrificed our lives, attracting it to give me a chance to escape and find help. Please save them. You're our only hope. Right on. Oh, thank you, Your Grace. Get you, Clan Ozu. Here's a map, and we'll find the fortress. I would ask you, if you go to help them, take me with you. It's not folly to go, but I would like to see my own eyes our proud guests from the 5 Kings Mountains caught in such a mess and send them home with my own tongue. I hope you will allow me this small pleasure. Your Grace, I must warn you, this is no ordinary golem. It's made of adamantine. He's almost impossible to destroy even with magical weapons. But if you wear it out for long enough in battle, it will collapse for a while to restore its strength. At that moment, you will need to pull the key from its chest. If you know anything about mechanics, that should switch it off. And if you don't... Alright, what else we got here? Dragon browse with waist and addresses you ceremoniously. Greetings, Your Grace. By tradition, if a worthy is a patron to a master, the master gives generously in return. You come to honor this tradition. I worked hard and I hope it receives well. Thank you for your gift. Yeah, just... Sartain, a pathetic-looking elf stands before you. His clothes are wrinkled, his cheek is scratched, and his nose is swollen like he suffered a heavy blow. He glances around and looked at haunted look and bows. My name is Sartain, Mistress Nazriel. Supposed to give me a gift to Your Grace, but I'm afraid we might have a bit of a problem here. Mrs. Nazriel has been worked hard on a special gift for you, but one of her apprentices, Ditiel, went mad after he touched the blade that was meant to be presented to you. He grabbed it and ran off as fast as he could. I saw it with my own eyes. Now Ditiel is missing. I've come to you and seek to ask for your help. Maybe you or one of your advisors would help get to the bottom of this. My mistress would rather see the whole thing buried. After all, the sword that drove him mad was meant for you. Tell me about Nazriel. Nelson's enthusiasm is almost pathetic. I'm Mistress Nazriel's assistant. It's a great honor. She's a genius. Her knowledge of weapons knows no bounds. Although it's scary sometimes, you know. Anyway, I'm not complaining. I'm happy to serve her. Who are you? The elf's eyes you in astonishment. Me, I'm Sartain, assistant to the servant of Mistress Nazriel. She teaches me her craft. I've been dreaming of becoming a weaponsmith ever since I was a child. My father was a master too. His swords were famous. Unfortunately, he went bankrupt while still too young to learn. He withered away and never got to teach me his skills, but the mistress gave me another chance. Thus Nazriel mistreat you. The elf throws up his hands in fear. Not at all. She's the most magnificent weaponsmith I've ever met in my entire life. I'm lucky she even noticed me. She's made me so happy. I wish I wasn't stupid and clumsy. I'd be more worthy to help her, but I try as hard as I can. What gift are you talking about? I don't know. The mistress said I couldn't touch it, but I heard her ask Atael to take it to you. I'll see what I can do. Alright then. Well, I think... story. Target's pendant. Total Dryad. Earthfall. Ooh, 2,700 for those. Tell me what the gemstone kit is. 10,000, wow. Okay, probably shouldn't have clicked past that and read it for everybody, but I'm gonna go back and look at it on the VOD. 1,000 years ago, in the Emperor's orders, the Fifth Army of Exploration mapped the region around the Great Salon River. Endless miles of plains, hills, woods, and swamps. My ancestors served in this army, and the diary mentions a particular cave filled with wonderful gemstones floor to ceiling. The army turned back, leaving the gems unclaimed for centuries, but now they'll be mine. Onward. Why did the army leave them untouched? That's a real mystery. My ancestors spared no words describing the beauty and riches of the cave, even described how to find it, but didn't explain the army why it left such a treasure behind. Maybe that part of the diary was lost. Well, even more interesting then, well, maybe we get to shed the light on an ancient mystery. What will you do when you find the mine? Isn't it obvious? I'll claim the land where the cave is located as my own property and part of the Taldan Empire. Then, if anyone tries to take it from me, they'll have to deal with me, not just me, but the Imperial Army as well. Why do you think the gems are still here 1,000 years later? Of course, so much time has passed, a lot could have changed, but there are still no big cities in the Wildlands to this day. If someone were missing gemstones there, I think would be happy to heard about it. Reached the area described in the Ancestors' Diary. The locals from the tiny villages in the area call this region the Canelands. It's a strange area place. What we originally took for hills as we passed through turned out to be ancient mounds where they might find the buried bones of unbelievable ancient creatures older than the earthfall. That gemstone key must be around here somewhere. After a long, difficult search, fortune finally smiling upon us, albeit a wry, cunning smile. Among the hills we found a bunch of kobolds, all dressed like nobles, at some celebration. Their filthy, scaly bodies were decorated with shining gemstones, and their leader probably wore a tall knee pad on his head. Their interrogation didn't take long. After decapitating one of them, the others almost fell over themselves to tell us where they found their ornaments. The cave proved to be no more gorgeous than I'd imagined as I read my ancestors' diary. It was a huge hall, shining with the gems of all colors and hues. We didn't have any problem evicting the kobolds. Once we killed half their tribe, the other half just fled. Apparently, wanting the last word, an old kobold, their chieftain maybe or a shaman, shook his tiny fist and yelled at us a curse. I just laughed and threw a torch at him, and he disappeared. I had won, and the gems of the Fifth Army were mine. What exactly did the kobold yell? He yelled that they would go, but that we would stay forever. What a curse. Oh no, I was already going to claim the lands. Did you try exploring the mounds? We did, but Best Scout noticed an obviously artificial entrance into one of the mounds. He and the small team went in to explore it. Several hours later, a dense smoke rushed out of the mound to begin to rumble, and then it exploded. All that remained was a smoldering crater. We didn't risk cooling around with ancient legacies after that, and later we had enough of our own trouble to worry about. Go on. Inside, we found an ancient girder supporting the walls and the rusty tools scattered around. There were also graves, several of which had been opened by the kobolds with pieces of ancient Taldan armor in them. It seems some ancient people had been mining gems here after all. Unfortunately, we had no way to find out what happened to them, so I declared the mine my property and we began our own work. The small town quickly grew up around this mine. First it was just locals, then people started traveling from afar. Miners, bards, brewers, priests, and of course traders of all kinds. The Taldor sent a squad of soldiers to guard the new Imperial mine and trade routes as well. My lands were prospered. Too bad it didn't last long. It took us less than a year to discover what happened to the mine's previous owners and why it had been abandoned. What did you do with the exhumed remains? We reburied them honorably. They became the first residents of our new small cemetery, which we had to expand considerably not long after. Go on. Things were going great, but then the rumor of an epidemic started spreading through the town. I did my best to reassure the locals. Well, by that time, I knew better than anyone the gray stains on the skin with the nosebleeds was essentially a death sentence. The mine's previous owners didn't just leave, they died out of ash leprosy. We were infected when they explored their graves. The best clerics and healers and their money could buy all said the same thing, that disease wasn't curable. I still held hope that if we brought enough time we could find a cure, but news of the epidemic reached the Imperial Army. They were ordered to quarantine the entire area, and our guardians became our jailers overnight. The settlement was sealed off by a triple cordon of guards. They continued mining gemstones like before, but the traders took advantage of our situation and raised the prices. People were dying, but the town lived on as the Empire kept sending in new workforce for us, the branded criminals. Thanks to the efforts of our healers, I lived longer than any of the others, but I didn't even dare leave my house. It seemed not a single person in the settlement didn't wish me dead. I died alone, slowly rotting alive, surrounded by the treasures beyond measure, a leper queen of a doomed kingdom. The last thought was how funny the kobold's curses seemed and how quickly it had come true. What happened after the city after Jaxine died? The mine was inherited by her family. The colony of lepers continued mining gemstones for many years until the mine was depleted. Once the mine was done, the town slowly died out. Once the last leper had died, the Empire sent a group of clerics and wizards to the site, and they used prayers and spells to reduce the infected town to save the ashes and collapse the entrance to the depleted mine. 1/2 of the 1,000 years have passed since then. No one even remembers the colony existed there anymore. As for mine, it can probably still be found in the Canelands, but there's no longer any treasures there to claim. Tell me about this disease. Could it cause no impact among my subjects? No, worry not. Ash leprosy may have been incurable in Jaxine's time, but the Taldans eradicated it completely centuries ago. Besides, it is impossible that any trace remains of the leprosarium that surrounded the mine long ago. Thanks for your story. Mayani? gotta go find that. Find that guy. I think he's in the tavern. And there's Miri. And if it's okay, I think this is the guy. Is that so? My poor father won't be able to cope with such a loss. We have done, brother, and for what? After reading the letter, Enver sighs bitterly and shakes his head in dismay. So that's how it all started. My brother found our great-grandfather's letter in the family archives, and he decided to follow his example, and unfortunately he did. It means that I'm heir of the title now, but doesn't give me the tiniest trifle of joy, believe me. Well, I'll have to stay in the capital for a while. If during your travels you happen to find yourself this ill-fated, to do me a favor and tell me who Hanvaki daredevils died for. Tell me your great-grandfather. Athian Hanvaki was known for his bravery and recklessness. When our family was dealing with some financial difficulties, his best idea was to leave his family estate, his wife and his children, in the care of his brother and go off treasure hunting with a group of daredevils of the same kind, let's say. No one has seen him since. Unfortunately, stories like this aren't unusual in our family. Family stories about the exploits of my great-grandfather become legends, and the bards praise his courage. Too bad no one wrote any songs about his widow and everything the poor woman had to endure. Tell me about your family. The Hanvaks is an ancient family with a long history hailing back to the days before Gralton's founding. Unfortunately, our wealth has been depleted by the series of reckless ventures like the one my brother is partaking in right now. From the archives, some heirlooms in our honor, these are all the treasures of our once influential house has come to possess. I'll see what I can do for you. Farewell. Square. Just don't have anything to say to me. Don't have anything to say. Doesn't have anything reasonable.
Forwards.
Okay, we've measured the lake, but there's a small problem. The shoreline is so wavy that it's 30 feet to walk, but if you measure every curve, it's 200. And if you measure really carefully, it's even 1,000. We were for a long time about the right way to measure it was, and in the end, we decided to take an average, and the figure we got, how long was it? I'd even probably present you with a huge kind of wet rope, this long. It was received rope. It's hilarious. Let's see if you can complete my task. Oh, here, let's show you. To go. Alright. Let's go talk to the two guys over here. Still half asleep, to slip of your gear, and suddenly you hear an angry snap of tail against the bedpost. Looking up, you lock eyes with Kaliki, glowering and embarrassed. Polly, it's you and Kinara. I mean, we suddenly switched, and could you please get dressed faster? You know, I'm a baron. It's not polite to kick me out when we're in my dominions. If I throw water on you, would it be considered high treason? Kaliki covers her mouth and bursts out laughing. We accidentally switched in her sleep. I almost fell on top of you, and I came out of the portal. Never had such a silly switch before. Almost fell on me? That's something I wouldn't mind. Okay. So let's see your goods. All right, offer up. Get all this junk out. I really wish that there was a smoother system for this. Dagger plus one can go to hell. Sword. Dagger. Sword. There's a longbow. There's a long spear. What is there up here? Sword plus two, should probably keep that. What's this? Use the meek. Yeah, I don't have anybody that can use that. That's unfortunate. Just gives you count surge, you can open that. Gives you dagger plus two. Interesting. It's a crummy weapon though. Okay, go ahead. I'm probably without that. Okay. It's fine. Deal. Let's see what else we got to do here. Lost brother. Okay.
Without a doubt.
So we're going to go to. Excuse me. This thing's going on here. What do we got to do here? As usual, I'm swimming in money, so I'm just going to buy my way to problems if there's anything. Did that. Did that. What we got here? That's fine. Let's see. Ugh. Okay, so right now, whenever I do this, I always save first. But for the moment, I do need to level up some folks. So let's level up Lindsay. Level up! Part 11. Next. Let's see. Persuasion always. Perception always. Trickery always. So you can do a lot of mobility, eh? Use magic device. I don't know that that's really all that valuable, to be perfectly honest. It's tough to say. Mobility is handy, right? Because I think the mobility unlocks another feat, and I can't remember what it is exactly. Yes. I'm sure there's probably a better option. Like I know like weapon focus is a thing, but yeah, hold on. Okay, so she already has these. Expeditious retreat might not be the worst thing in the world. Cure critical wounds, break enchantment, dominate Persian, echolocation is neat. Freedom of movement is handy. I should probably grab that. Visualize poison, rainbow patterns, invisibility. Sure, it's pretty rad too, but she's really more of a party buffer. It's hard to say no to cure critical wounds. Yeah. To go with that. Becomes a real knock knock. Get him leveled up. It's a knife master. Okay. Next, gills. Absolutely perception. Trickery all the way up. Stealth all the way up. Mobility all the way up. Oh, got all kinds of skills. Strength sucks. I should probably get his athletics up a little bit, but religion, I use magic device, I guess. Next. Critical. Use the kukris. Oh, he's got the kukri. That's interesting. I'm gonna go with the dagger. Next. Could you do the frenzied berserker thing? Not sure why she can't. I think that might have been a path I had to choose at the beginning. Next. Athletics is good. Nature. Perception. Gets mobility. Next. Let's save that weapon focus for later. Combat reflexes. I'm gonna go critical focus, why not? Here's where it gets ugly. No idea what's happening here. Literally none. Her dex is actually pretty good. Should probably get her invested in trickery. It's not a class skill for her, though. That sucks. detonation. What does this do? Sure, why not? If anybody's watching me do these level ups and they're cringing, you're makes two of us. She's light on her feet too. Let's get a perception as high as we can get it. Critical. Kinetic blast. I think she's already got these, right? Sure, why not? Still more. Inquisitor next. Still no idea what she's about. Or religion. Does that help me at all? Arcana. She is fairly strong. Right. Next, critical. And these are all. Rush, cleave, combat casting, combat expertise. I don't even know what to pick for her. Straight up, I have no idea. Blind fight's as good as any, I guess, right? Oh, hold on. True strike, why not? And then Glory and Stone Skin. Ooh, Death Ward is actually pretty good. Let's see that. Looks back. Does she get freedom of movement here? Yeah, she does. Alright, we got left. Oh, Harem. Still going strong with the level ups. Next. Harem, I think, is pretty easy. He's got his, like, religion and perception, and that's it. Vocation. Spellcaster is as good as any. So I got evocation. Let's go with conjuration. Why not? He's not good at anything anyway, so. And lastly, Jubilost. Okay. Well, Alchemist next. Get him with some trickery. Knowledge Arcana. World. Actually, let's back that off a little bit. Oh, that's not it. Alcohol Perception. Use Magic Device. Now, what's left in Arcana? Next. crew critical bombs. I do get crew critical bombs. Level 4. Restoration is pretty rad, so it's stone skin. P-shape pretty rad. Cure critical wounds start to turn down though. I've already got it. Ooh, yeah, go stone skin. Now maybe death ward. Alright. There, that should be everybody. Alright. Let's see, chain shirt? Yeah. I don't know if we got anything better than that. Where'd I come up with this? It's Valerie. Let's see what she's got. That's just a straight upgrade. Boy here, what is he? Okay, that means that the only other person I have that uses heavy armor is Harem. Alright.
I will guide us.
Let's put that in. This in. I'm not sure where I picked that up from. For now. I don't think these really weigh that much. Toss them in. Okay, we'll quick save it here. Probably bollocksed up a bunch of choices, but alright, so I gotta do this again. So we go Valerie, get him out of here, get him out of here. And then we need Jubilost, I think. For now. This Dwarven Fortress, okay. Where is the... What is this? So where is this? Let's go to bits. All right. Alright. I gotta manage this again. Camp camouflage. I think he's got that. He's on that. He's on cooking. What do we got here? Fish on a stick. Totally just realized that I didn't bring Christian along with me. That's probably a terrible mistake.
I should never have come to the Stolen Lands. No, not like this. I shouldn't have stayed. But now, it's too late to leave.
Okay. Let's see what horrors I can conjure here. Nerd Zottenroppel, a very pale gnome with adult brittle hair, is scribbling something busily in a small scroll, not looking for you to approach. Here you are at last. Go read the rules quickly. They're posted a little further along. The other teams already arrived a while ago. The host said I'd start as soon as you show up and read the rules. Of course, I'm famous enough for my admirers to follow my every move, but still, I'd like to know, how did you know we were coming? The host said, so well, we're going to keep wasting time, read the rules, and we'll start. That's interesting. Jubileus looks in these glasses. Jubileus looks at the paper describing the rules. Well, let's see. I'll read out loud so that everyone can hear. Rules of the inconsequent debates, year to be added later. See, the authors didn't overstrain themselves. So the rules: Item 1, obey the host and everything. Item 2, come in triplets. Item 3, no fighting, no killing each other, even temporarily, even if you really want to, even if you apologize later. Item 4, the most important one, the participant must assume the shape of a giant frog. Jubileus looks puzzled. A frog? What does he have to do with anything? Are those the right rules for the competition? One irresponsible wordmonger. What is this? A frog? Something is obviously wrong here. It's not difficult to see the next and last stage of the rules is a little different to the others. Looks like someone just added it in and vaguely copying the style. The last rule has been added by others. I would say someone inserted it on purpose and charmed the scroll somehow. That's sabotage. The huge frog can't keep his peace and croaks in indignation, turning me into an ugly giant toad. How would you please me, and I'm supposed to participate in the debates like this? I didn't carefully rehearse my image and impressions to take my listeners just to lose it on all in a snap. And what if the spell can't be lifted? My admirers won't even recognize me. Don't be upset. You're not an ugly frog. In fact, you're a rather handsome one. No, I can't bear this. Are you saying that the last rule is written in? Some other participant must have done this to hinder their rivals. Apologies. We need to find the trickster and make them fix it. Don't worry. I'll question everyone here and identify the trickster. Don't worry about anything. I'll run to the host and ask him a few questions from a book. It'll buy you some time. You'll start looking for whoever is responsible for this. Local will resist now. Greetings. Are you participating in debates too? Yes, participate. Amazing. We'll be competing against the inarticulate kin of unforgettable Tartuk. Kobold just looks at Jubileus with interest. Huge frog, you speak. Can we mount you? I feed you ants. Clean your skin. I am rider. A list of all the job offers I've received that is honorably placed in the I'm ready to cry section. Why do you still have those jerboas here? Kobold head. They say need 3. I know 3. I have no friends. Want to go very much. Caught this jump mice. Now we are here. 3. Participate. It's like a spell was cast from your friend. We just read the rule. Did anything happen to you? I don't read. Gnome, help me read for me aloud, but then I scream. I scared. So what do you want to ask the host if you win? A dragon. How become a dragon? Alright, I'll go. Right. Sir Allfry. Greetings, I'm Sir Allfray. I follow the tentacles of Yamade, Knight Noble and Crusader from Mendev. Tentacles. Oh yes, my knightly motto used to be courteous even in death, but I'm afraid it must now be changed to severing the tentacles of evil. Here's a few phrases. He managed to pour more pomposity on us than I can imagine in a week. Quite a talent. The tentacles of evil, and why is that you want to change the motto, sir? You see, upon my revival, I immediately went to read the tentacles of the event. But Guile already had me in its tentacles. These rules were charmed, and everyone who reads them must say tentacles every so often. which so happened to me now, tentacles. If I can't get rid of this affliction, I at least tentacles. I can make it into my motto. Did you try to talk to the hosts about this? I did, in the name of tentacles, but the faith thing that cheating within the rules of tentacles is perfectly acceptable. As a true knight, I must overcome these tentacles resolutely. Do you have any idea who could have done this to the rules? It was done by one of the participants who allowed their tentacles to guide their heart, including you and me and my tentacles. 4 teams of 3 arrived. I swear by my tentacles, my service to the most honest Yamade would never allow such tentacles. Nor would I suspect you and your outstanding companions, noble tentacles all. Look at the villain among those other 2 teams. Sir, you're a Mendevian crusader. Truly spoken. I hope to have heard about the glorious tentacles. Our order fights demons fearlessly, preventing their tentacles from spreading across the world. I don't often meet an Aasimar in these lands. Aasimars are not so uncommon in our tentacles. Celestials are known to aid Mendevian crusaders in a war against the demons. Sometimes the camaraderie sparks a tentacle, I mean personal attraction, but the presence of a holy celestial nearby can sometimes cause the birth of an Aasimar child. See, easy as tentacles. Are you participating in the debates? I most certainly am by my tentacles. I come here to carry out the will of my tentacles and set a good example of my tentacles, and possibly to find a new way to fight tentacles, that is demons. If I win, that they might answer all my tentacles. Let's go. That would be me. I asked for the Baron's help on his tentacles. In this endeavor, because winning will just ask what made the tentacles. Ahem. What caused the gnomes to leave the first world? For me, these tentacles are something more than scientific curiosity. I'm amazed at how inquisitive the tentacles of your mind are, sir. I admit, it's the first tentacles that I've ever talked about. Such a learned frog. Tentacles. Forgive me your ignorance, but never even crossed my pupil tentacle that you were educated amongst your race. For the love of death, I'm not a frog. Let me be known to you, sir, that you are speaking to Jubilos Northropple, well-known publicist and researcher. This shape is but the consequence of a silly prank. I am a gnome, and that is why I'm participating in the debate, to learn how to my race receive the affliction called the bleaching and discover a way to fight it. In that case, I wish to rid the rivals good tentacles, in the name of the truth, justice, and tentacles. Alright. This guy does say the pale gnome. The young wizard desperately thrashed about in his fetters, but all in vain. The shoots of the plants held him tightly. The nymph, cruel and beautiful, stared at him immediately. And immediately what? And immediately anything. The frog left mocking the right one. Does the book ever end? I thought the wizard would die in the last chapter while he was running from the horde of unicorns to the fields of giant fly traps. Oh, like they understand anything about literature, you stupid toad. The gnome looks at you. Oh, hello again, travelers. As if you haven't introduced myself, I'm Nerd Zottenroppel, and these 2 idiots are my brothers, Vyar and Luar. What did the nymph immediately do to the wizard? It's too much to tell. She keeps him hostage for another 4 chapters. I like it when it's more like real life. In this author's last book, he escapes from the evil wizard in 5 minutes. Why are you calling these frogs your brothers? Ah, these fools read the rules, and the rules are charmed. Nerd's eyes and dim eyes flare up in his mad and joyful fire. Anyone who reads them turns into a frog. So now I have 2 frog brothers. I guess I'll leave them as they are. When else would I have a chance to laugh so much? And why are they both frogs? Did they read them together? Yes. Of course we did. We read them together and we were transformed. Now we're sitting and croaking. Kobold said that you helped him read the rules. Yeah, that's true, but he wasn't trying to read the frog rules. They're different on every pole. One turns you into a frog, another makes you say tentacles, and the third one makes you scream like crazy. Hilarious, right? Not remotely. You look pale. She looks bleached. Jubilee's voice is grim. It's alright. I've got a fair bit of fight left in me. The Zottenroppels won't go down easy. Nerd smiles cunningly. My brothers and I lost our collar long ago, but death still hasn't taken us. You are confused, friends. One of you read the rules of the code, then why wasn't you screaming? How was it that both of your brothers were turning into frogs, and if Nerd already saw what happened, and he knew the rules were charmed, then why did she tell us to read them? Do you suspect us of something? Why would we charm the rules and then read them ourselves, or make you read them and put a spell on you? Nerd resists a ridiculous hum and herds a rakish pose. Because you're gnomes, only a gnome would think of playing a joke on everyone around and then joyfully getting caught in their own prank. You're farsighted and loud-voiced. I like you. Answer clear. Did you charm the rules? Why are you picking on us? Our sister's the one who did it. Enough snitching, Loar. You're just jealous that it was Nerd who came up with the idea. And why did you do it? You're so boring. We wanted to, so we did it. Think how funny it was. Debates where all the participants are screaming or talking about tentacles or just croaking. But we're honest players, so we turned ourselves too. We didn't want to be an unfair advantage. Stop this immediately and release Jubilost from the spell. We're just stupid frogs, we understand. I know, is this Ready to participate in the debates, even like this, croaking all the way. Sweet. I spent too much time getting this prank ready, and if you know how hard it was and it was almost no color left in you, fine, here you go. There you are. Glad I found you. See, as far as I can tell, it's time to begin. Let's go quickly. Can I quick save here? I can't. That sucks. That was a hard check, too. A hooded creature looks mundane, but after looking for a time, one might notice the figure's contrary to the flow is in a haze. Welcome to the Inconsequent Debates. If you can't call us the host, we are the reason for all that happens here today. You've read the rules, have you not? Not there's anything useful in them, so we only made up the real rules the day after tomorrow, then forgot them and had to make new ones. So it's simple. We want, as your reward, for us to answer a question. So the competition will involve answering questions. We ask you, and one each triple answers, and always the same ones. The others can only prompt. Let's see. Will it be you, little kobold, Alfred, you nerd, or you, Apollonius? Remember one thing. Here at the Inconsequent Debates, there's no right or wrong answers. Every answer has its weight, and each will be weighed. Don't choose the lightest one. Your rival might choose a heavier argument. Most importantly, light answers are no fun for us. Why are you referring to yourself in the plural? Host. The laughter emerged from under the hood. You know very well, Apollonius. You've met us, Apollonius. But it was a different us at a different time. Now you'll be satisfied that we do not wish to disclose ourselves. Your evasion is very eloquent. I know only one eldest from the first world who is called Shaika the Many. Of course, you might have witnessed that Shaika, the craftiest, most mysterious deity of the first world, has something to do with this. Your bright child is not the first time we've surprised us. Tell us, why do you creatures from the first world need to organize all this? With the competition and ask, these are the rules of the game, right? Hell no, we're not wasting time on pressing questions to discover the motives of the Fae and their lords. I don't have any imagination to think how absurd and silly the answer might be. Begins. Some of you look so serious. We'll begin with the question about weighty matters. What can move a mountain? Oh, I shouldn't have skipped my philosophy lessons in the academy. Such problems baffle me. It's not because I can't think of an answer, but I think 1,000 of them at once, and I don't know where I would hide from them. Let's see. We're dealing with Fae in the first world, and they told us clearly that the trivial answers won't cut it. I think the good answer is its own will. In the first world, mountains often change position, and there's at least one that does it of its own free will. That's Ulas, one of the Tain, the walking mountain. So, well, we heard you. What do the others say? What can move a mountain? Maybe dragon can move a mountain. Faith and divine intervention. Do you hear me, faithful tentacles? Faith nourishes us. We devote faith in our tentacles, and the righteous eye everything within our tentacles. Teleportation spell. Ha, I would probably manage moving a mountain or two. In fact, that gives me an idea. We have heard you, now we hear us. Of course, gods and magic can move mountains, but what answer is good for any question? How can one jump over a house? Magic. How can one paint a fence using blue paint? Divine intervention. Such like questions are the weakest. Good answer is its own will. Will and desire lie at the base of all our emotions, action, and decision. If a mountain has a will, it will surely find a way to move. It has an interesting round. Let the next question be heard. What weakens when owned by many and dies if owned by none? It's a no-brainer. It's glory. It can't belong to many because it's devalued, and it can't belong to no one either. Glory. Maybe it's dragon. All the knights heart, I swear by my tentacles, it can belong to himself as his righteous cause or to his greatest tentacles. It can't belong to everybody. Look at how I roll my eyes. Fools concentrate on the competition. This won't do. We accept the answer from Zottenrabel triplet this round, but you are a spectacular eye roller. Now, as for the other answers, the heart is not the best answer, even among knights. There are many whose hearts belong to beautiful women and a beloved mother, plus their friends, their commander, the righteous cause, and the delicious thoughts, especially those joints. And it doesn't seem that these hearts belong to many grow any weaker. Glory is a poor answer. Only an extremely egoistic person who does not wish to share credit could think that shouldn't belong to many. One's own glory does not diminish in anyone else's. We were almost prepared to agree on the dragon, but alas, no one gains victory in this round. You hear the third question. Each of us is born at the same time with a monster. Each day we live, it grows. It can torment, bring us joy, or kill without a single wound. What is it? Considering the question is asked as a representative of the faith, their answer would be anything from singing to the love of pastries. But let's think logically. The last part of the riddle can easily be ignored because it's just about anything the world can aid or ruin you depending on the circumstances. What's important is that riddle clearly points to some quality or property of a living creature. Something that are born with. Another point is it grows. I would say knowledge. Each new day brings something new, so our knowledge of ourselves and our world keeps growing. For some, though, the process is ridiculously slow. Because we're not born with knowledge, but we are born with ambition. Maybe it's a dragon. Its curiosity born with us grows day to day, but it saves from the bleaching, and if only one knew how many it's killed. I don't know what answer will do, but the greatest tentacles in the world lives inside us. We grow a few tentacle beasts in our soul, but feed with wrath, neglect, and tentacles. Eventually, it will break free and kill us. Tentacles must admit the same beast gives strength to villains' tentacles. The poison we feed our monsters only nourishes them. Interesting answer, except for the dragon. Dragon doesn't count, alas. Curiosity is also insufficient. The monster we describe must, by its own nature, grow. Many see their curiosity dim over the years. The same thing can be said of ambition. Many have none and some lose it over time. Well, we have only one answer that fits the terms of degree, the inner beast. Sir Alfred, you win this round. One final trial and we can sum up the results. I grow tired of questions. Do you know the game Knight Dragon Snag? The knight defeats the dragon burns the snag, but the knight walks in the woods where he will stumble on the snag and die. That's why the snag defeats the knight. 200 games, great. These are the inconsequential weights. Why not play games? So you break up the pairs and yell out your chosen word at the signal. The one who shouts knight defeats the one who shouts dragon. The one who shouts dragon defeats the one who shouts snag, and snag defeats knight. We'll play Sir Alfred against the kobold and Nerds Anthropol against the baron. Winners will play each other. Okay, the first pair ready, let's go. This is all too predictable, charming in a way. The host is obviously, it's a good thing that we didn't look ahead. It's much more fun to see the unfold like this. Sir Alfred wins. Now for the second pair. Dragon! There's not the top dragon. Nerd shouts, performing a spot-on impersonation of the kobold, then fellows over laughing. Comes over to music more important than the competition. 1, 2, 3. Dragon. Snag. Ah, damn it. Raise your hands. I mean to cheat, but I didn't have time to think of it now. Dragon 1-1. The little kobold is happy for you, and your dragon as if this was his own victory. The baron wins. Now the winner against the winner, the baron against the knight. 1, 2, 3. Snag? Sir Alfred takes a deep breath on Mike's chest and then takes tentacles. Realizing how their spells work, and the other bursts are roaring with laughter, sometimes sniffling with delay. So this makes a helpless gesture. We cannot pronounce the baron the winner of this round, and now it's time to announce the winner of the debates. After the four tests of the triple of the baron and Sir Jubilos wins. It was most amusing, children, most amusing. You should now know this is rare praise from us. Congratulations, sirs and ladies. I swear by my tentacles, it was a worthy struggle. Baron, as your voice of triplet, may ask one question promise and another question besides that as an extra word for the ingenuity or luck you demonstrated in the competition. Apologies to remember the fate of the... Then he stops and opens goes his mouth and makes not a sound. I have a silent spell made. Haha, I love it. Now it's going to do. Come, brothers, let's run. I want to know why the gnomes left the first world. This is a question we knew that would be asked, but a simple answer, a light answer, has no value, right? We hope our debates convinced you of this. This is why we present you with an answer, a good one, a valuable one. Wow, here we go. Numbers will help you on your way. One of them is 5th and 10. It will be easy to find if you read. Who opened the road for the ancient dead man? This black-feathered messenger. The second is a dozen times a dozen, and is thrice the number of those who lost their faces. Don't try to guess it now, it's not yet time. Wait until he who is born twice will twice be defeated. Put the two numbers together. When the moon cleaves her path near the waters of the Candlemere, find the one who will open the secret. I hope you've simplest mumble instead of a... First walk the road. Then you may accuse us of being scentless, but in the end you won't. I don't care about any of that. Let's talk about the bloom. Oh, that's an easy one. Where is it? Once a very powerful creature from the first world unwisely provoked the rage of those who are 100-fold mightier. She was cursed and sent here to Galarian, to the Stolen Lands. Without going into too much detail, her curse afflicts the locals as well. To put it simply, your troubles will not cease until you've dealt with this uninvited guest. Anyway, we have discussed this further in your tomorrow and my yesterday. That was your final question. We have the answer, and yet we don't. But what an adventure. Paulius will have to discuss this further on our return to the capital. Farewell, Paulius. Ah, I almost forgot. Whose turns to the kobold? You little creature. You didn't win, but you managed to make us laugh. Do you want to come with us? No promises you'll turn into a dragon, but still. Kobold jumps for joy and carefully asks, pointing at his jerboas. Take friends, yes? Alright, fine. The hooded creature laughs. Listen, all the inconsequent debates are now closed. We spare all of you the effects of the Zottenrappel tricks and bid you farewell. Let's see how many to say.
Without a doubt.
All right, I guess we're done here. Anything around here? No? Nothing at all? No? All right. I think that's just gonna wrap it up for us at this point. Gotta go to the Dwarven Fortress at some point, but what I am gonna do... Did I clean the... probably got a bunch of resources up here I haven't claimed yet. Steps at some point too. All right. As we slowly make our way back to the...
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
It would be, but we're not gonna. Run until we can no longer.
We should gather our strength.
You hurt everyone. Why? Your tongue is like a snake.
I never hurt anyone without a good reason. I point out people's mistakes for them. It's just that hardly anybody likes to admit they're wrong. So they get angry at me instead of thanking me and improving themselves.
Throne room. I actually did pretty well. I remember the first time I did the inconsequent debates and it was a fiasco. I had to reload like 50 times. Anyway, so we're gonna call it good at this point. We're just about out of time, so that's gonna be as good a place as any to call it. So, I'd like to thank everybody who stopped by to see me today. I will be back again tomorrow, hopefully after the hotfix is done, at 0930 hours. That's 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to play some DDO. I hope to see you then, and if not, then I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I hope that wherever you are safe, and I will talk to you again soon. So take care, everybody.